My 2022 Tesla Model Y Performance has 30,000 miles in 1 year, 7 months. It's kind of a big milestone. So if you want to buy a Tesla or you already have a Tesla and you want to know how they're holding up, I'm going to let you know how this one is at 30,000 miles. Okay, first I want to go over some of the damage, some of the wear and tear, some of the things that are happening to this car, you know, after 30,000 miles in a year and 7 months. So first up, we're going to do the exterior. We've done a little bit of this in the past in that I've shown you, the lack of PPF. This car has no PPF. I'll show you some of the front end damage, some of the rock chips, that sort of thing. But I already did a whole video on that, and I don't think it's changed too much. However, I haven't watched this one yet. That's the beauty of the gray, by the way. The beauty of the gray paint, it doesn't show a lot of damage. It doesn't show a lot of dirt. It's fantastic, actually. All right, so walking up with the car, I mean, right away, everybody knows this. It's almost a given. You might as well just hit the curb when you take delivery. Yeah, there's curb rash. I will not admit any fault on this one. I might throw my wife under the bus, though. She's curbed this wheel multiple times. It's not a lack of talent or lack of driving. It's just, these wheels, these tires, this combo, the way they sit on the wheel, it's just more susceptible. I think the rear one as well. Good thing we have those MagBak rim case things. We're going to do that after we replace these rear tires. Later on the video, I'll tell you about these rear tires. So we've got some curb damage for sure. In terms of rock chips on most of the rest of the car, it's really not that bad. Most of it is centered toward the front bumper. Some of this is bugs, some of this is dirt. Again, it's even hard to pick up some of this stuff on camera. But I have a whole video, I think at 25,000 miles, what lack of PPF means for these cars. Do I regret that? I don't know. It's a lot of money to lay down, and in the end, it's you can barely tell. Walking up with the car, you probably wouldn't even know. I can see one right here over the headlight. This is definitely a rock chip here. This car spends most of its life on the 405 freeway going up and down, about 45 miles one way. So it has definitely seen its share of road stuff. But the rest of the car is kind of holding up well. Another couple of areas, now we did add mud flaps to the car. Another area of concern is usually this area in terms of paint. I'm not seeing the speckled paint that a lot of people are seeing. This, I believe, is dirt. This door's open. Yeah, this is all dirt. Not really getting speckled like a lot of other cars. This is open, by the way. That's why it's looking kind of funky. And here in the back, I've got the mud flaps on as well. Kind of the only reason I did mud flaps is because a company asked me to review them. But I think it kind of makes it look tough. The Model Y Performance sits lower than the other Model Ys, the long range, and with that and the wider tires and the mud flaps, it kind of looks kind of evil in the back. So in terms of damage, we've had no glass problems. We've had nothing really to speak of in terms of damage, just the rock chips. So, I mean, that's up to you if you want to do that or not. But overall, it's still looking pretty good. I wish I had a chance to wash it before this video. But we've got videos coming fast and furious on this channel, and sometimes I don't have time for the little things. But look how shiny and amazing it looks, even as filthy as it is. All right, now I want to go over some of the maintenance things that we have done to this car, as well as some of the warranty issues that we've done to this car. And strap in, it's not a long list. It's actually kind of amazing how well this car has held up. It's never gone to the service center for anything. The issues that we've had are pretty minor, and service just showed up at the house, took care of it right away. It's actually an amazing experience that we've had with Tesla service. Both of our cars, our Tesla Model 3 from 2019 and this 2022 Model Y Performance, neither have seen the inside of a service center since taking delivery. So hopefully that helps in your decision as well. Your luck may vary, of course. All right, the first issue that we've had under warranty is this darn spoiler. This is now the third spoiler that we have had installed. Usually the issues are around these edges, these corners. That is actually looking pretty good, even though I can see a little play, a little bounce to it. But in the past, it would be like up to here. I could put a Post-it under here. the adhesive has come off. So this is literally the third one that Tesla has come out and put on for us. They supposedly run $1,100 a piece, but each and every one of them has been free. In fact, the last one, this one's looking good too. Look at that. So I think this one might be the winner. This one's looking way better than previous ones. In fact, the last one, the Tesla guy said, here, you want it? I'm just going to throw it away. So I have a used one. I don't know how you get all the adhesive and stuff off of it. I guess some Goo Gone, and then re-3M tape it. It's probably worth $300-400, I would guess, used. So this is holding up well. It's not delaminating. A lot of people have seen delamination on this. Again, this is only a couple months old. So I'll keep an eye on that for you and let you know. The other warranty issue we've had, and I've documented this on video, was this fog light was crazy fogged in. Lots of water. You couldn't even see the light right there. It was so fogged in. I sent a photo to Tesla via the app. They said absolutely, we'll come out, and didn't give me any hassle whatsoever for the warranty repair. The guy came out. They actually had to jack up the car right here at this point, take the wheel off, and get into this well here to remove it. Once they did that, it seemed to be a pretty straightforward process. I think it was like a 20-minute visit. Pretty easy. While he was there, and while we're on this shot, he did take note of our brakes. And I believe this was around the 25,000 mark, maybe 22, around that. He took a look at our brakes, said, you know what, these things are looking pretty brand new. So in terms of wear and tear, I don't anticipate needing a brake job for the life of this car. Let's take a look at the rears real quick. You can see for yourself, they are looking pretty good. Another warranty issue we called Tesla service out for was this. This was actually missing. There was no cap on it. So the Tesla service guy literally showed up and, 10 seconds, put this on, and we were good to go. Why it didn't ship with that, I don't know. But again, super easy in the app to schedule service. So how about maintenance? What have we done to this car in 30,000 miles that, other cars we might not have done before or had to deal with or anything like that? So we've had one thing, and that is the cabin air filters. They get stinky and smelly, and the summer humid air kind of just messes those up. We have, and here's a tip for you, we were lucky enough to visit a local Tesla owners group, and because of that, Tesla was there, and they were doing free air filter installation. What I mean by that is all I did was pay for the filters and the can of spray. They did the labor for free. It was fantastic. Usually like $150 service. I know it's easy. I'll have a video coming up on the channel on how easy it is, but I was there. It was cheap. I was going to pay for the filters anyway, so why not have them install it? So if you've got a Tesla owners group in your area, then it might be a good idea to see if you can maybe get that done for free if Tesla shows up. And when they show up to an event, man, they had like 3 service people. They had the local general manager of the local service center. It was awesome. So in terms of maintenance on this car, cabin air filters, and we are about to get tires. I'm going to show you those next. Okay, this is the left rear tire. The rear tires, or I should say the tires in general on a Tesla Model Y Performance, are staggered. So these tires are bigger than the front tires, and they take most of the torque when you do a launch. So these tires are about to get replaced at 30,000 miles and change. And the reason is, you can see the groove is thicker here and slowly tapers off to almost getting bald here on the inside edge. Now, some people are going to say you should probably do an alignment. I'm on the fence on that because these tires are going to wear out anyway. They're pretty close on this side of the edge wall, that they're going to wear out before. I mean, I have to replace the tires anyway, so why pay that extra expense for an alignment when they're going to wear out anyway? We'll take a look at the front tires next, but those are doing far better, you probably already saw on camera, than these rear tires. So let's take a look with our fancy tire gauge here on exactly how these are doing. So on this outer edge, driver's side, we're still in the yellow. On the inner edge, my guess is we're in the red. Almost on the red. And then here, if I kind of rub this area off, you can see this groove is starting to fade away. And I'd say in the next 1,000 or 2 miles, we're going to have to do a replacement on these rear tires. It's about $500 a tire. Okay, front tires are a little bit different story. These are looking pretty good. I don't anticipate needing to change these for quite a while. Here green, and oh, kind of maybe a little on the edge of yellow. Not sure. That one actually feels pretty good. So this is the left side front. Let's go take a look at the other side. Yeah, I think we're kind of in the same boat here. These fronts are going to last me a little bit longer than the rears. Still green. I know I could give you all the little fractions and decimals and all that kind of fun stuff for tires, but you know what? At the end of the day, green, good. Yellow, aging. Red, bad. So we are good to go on these front tires. Not too bad at all. Let's take a look at the right rear. I think it's about the same as the other side. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same here in the back. We've got the outer edge with a lot of groove. We've got the inner edge where this is starting to wear. You can see it starting to wear, but there's still a groove there. And I mean, if I did the tire gauge here for you, we got yellow, we got yellow, yellow, almost red, pretty much on the edge of red there, and this is definitely red. It's about the same as that. So I'd say a couple more 1,000 miles. I will do a full video, of course, on replacing these rear tires and the cost and all that kind of fun stuff, but that's a different video. All right, so what have we done to this car since purchasing it in terms of accessories and maybe add-ons, that sort of thing? Well, I can tell you right now, we have definitely tinted the windows. In fact, we tinted all the windows except the roof and the windshield. I hear the Model Y roof is better than the Model 3 in terms of heat rejection and stuff, but I'll show you what I did on the inside in terms of an accessory. So we did tint the windows, even the sides. You can see the front sides are slightly lighter than the rear, but we really wanted the heat rejection properties of actual aftermarket tint and not rely on the dyed factory privacy glass is what they call it. It's really not even a tint. We made the logos red. We did that with Plasti Dip. That's a different video. Not really an upgrade. Spoiler came with the car. I mentioned the mud flaps down below. I don't think we've done anything else on the outside of the car, so why don't we hop inside the car and take a look. All right, so right away on the inside of the car, you can see we did this roof shade. I've got a full video on if this actually works. Go check that out. I actually use a temperature gauge and full sun and all that kind of stuff. So that's one accessory. Obviously, floor mats from Basenor. I'll show you those in a second. I love those. We also have the Tasmanians, and I think I'm going to use those in the winter. They have a higher edge wall all the way around those. And for winter stuff, rain, snow, mountains, mud, I think it might be a better fit. But for summer, these Basenors are pretty awesome. Don't get me wrong, the outside edge is good as well, but it's just bigger on the Tasmanians. Okay, you can see I've covered the wood dash with a matte black cover, and I love the heck out of it. I just like the more modern look. I'm not a fan of wood in cars, although the Hills Made stuff is pretty nice. We put that on my buddy's car, and it looks pretty nice. So what do we got? Floor mats, dash cover, roof shade. Oh, this from Joa is pretty cool. I love this accessory. Definitely adds more functionality, more charging ports, and all it does is charge into or plug into the port that's down here anyway. And it's great. And there's a little light, kind of cool there. Little light turns on. And so you got two USB A's and one USB C here up top. And it's so easy. Look at this. It just slides in. That's it. That's all this accessory is. But it looks factory once you close. It's pretty cool. So we've got the Joa there. And of course, we've got the Joa cup liner here, which, you know, if you want your cups and bottles to not fly around and wobble around, I recommend that. All this stuff is down in the description if you want to buy any of this stuff. Of course, we get a small portion of that as well. What else have we done in terms of accessories? Oh, we got the old man seat belt covers, but you know what? You know, we rented a car in Colorado. Go check out that video. And we noticed right away it didn't have them because, you know, that's aftermarket, and we missed them. The seat belts, for whatever reason, do cut into your neck. Let me show you something, though. Did you know this is adjustable? Look at that. You can actually adjust this for your height, which is great. Just push the button, goes up and down. Pretty easy. We're going to keep it in the down position. We're not exactly, you know, basketball players in this family. Okay, so as promised, these are the floor mats. These are the Basenor 3D models. And again, they have a pretty decent sidewall. It does go all the way around. I just, for winter use, I think the Tasmanians are going to serve the purpose better, but for summer, these are fantastic, super easy to clean, and Baystar was kind enough to send us the fronts and the back seats, so we don't actually have one for the trunk or the frunk. The trunk, oh, they did send me the trunk, actually. That was in the video, wasn't it? The trunk one's pretty nice, too. Let's go take a look at that. So we have that as an accessory. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I forgot about that. You always forget about the trunk. And what's nice is this crease here kind of folds when you pop this open. I guess that would be an accessory too, right? The CCS adapter to Tesla. That'll work. Always good to have one of these. I can't tell you how many times we've been out and the kids injured themselves or whatever, and we are ready to go. Also got, not really good here in the heat of summer, but we've got socks for the tires, which we haven't actually used. Ooh, what's in our other trunk? Oh, our license plate. In terms of other accessories back here, I don't see too much. Oh, yes. Actually, these are from Baystar, too. They have a newer set now from these, but these fit great. And what's awesome is when you go shopping, you know, you put a gallon of milk back here, and it sweats and stuff, and eventually smells, and this kind of prevents that. Super easy to clean, too. Well, and I almost forgot my favorite Tesla accessory. I have it on both of our cars. Of course, the MagBak wireless iPhone charger. This thing charges faster than the built-in one, which is down here. I love this thing. We've got a coupon code down below for that as well. I use it every single day. As soon as I hop in the car, pop it on there, get 5–10% of charge wherever I'm going. Usually I'm doing a kid taxi stuff, so they're short trips. But the MagBak wireless charger, very, very cool. Another accessory we love on this car. Okay, some of the differences between our Tesla Model Y from 2022, this one, and our 2019 Model 3 is, of course, the center console. My Model 3 has that nasty, awful piano black. I, of course, covered it with a matte black. But I like this center console better. It just looks cleaner, looks more elegant. I love this slidey thing. This is great. We definitely have some other accessories in here. The Joa tray, which is great. Good for our J1772 adapter, which we have in there, which is great. And I love the closing functionality of this. You just push in and it goes. It's great. So in terms of differences between that and the 3, the other major glaring problem or difference with the Tesla Model 3 as opposed to this Y is the turning radius. Nobody talks about that. The turning radius on the Y is far, far less. The 3, I can get around almost any street without having to do any kind of 3-point turn. It's pretty amazing. The Y, not so much. So turning radius is definitely different here on the Model Y. Clearly, if you're in the market for a Model Y as opposed to the Model 3, the glaring difference is the size. It is dramatically different on the inside of this car compared to my 3. Driving-wise, I guess, yeah, the Model 3 is lower to the ground, so it feels a little more sports car-y or sedan-y, if those are verbs, I'm not sure. There's definitely a difference in feeling of drivability on these two models. In terms of everything else, when you get in the car, kids don't even know, which car are we in? The feel, the navigation, the seats, the steering wheel, everything is the same. So you hop in one of these cars, rental or your own or whatever, the experience is roughly the same. It's awesome. How about wear and tear on the inside? One of the big points of problem, just because it's touched so much and you get in and out of the car and your belt hooks onto part of the steering wheel. This Model Y is holding up pretty well. We've seen all the yoke steering wheel horror stories from new Model S and Model X owners where the top corners of the yoke are getting all messed up. This thing is holding up real nicely. In fact, I can't even feel any rough spots, any scratches. It's, oh, and the heated steering wheel feature as opposed to my 3 that doesn't have it. Seems like a gimmicky thing at first. No, it's the deal. It's the real deal. It's awesome to have it in the winter. Not so much in the summer, though. You know, I hate to even bring this up in terms of luck and that sort of thing, but you're going to ask, so I'm going to tell. Windshield, still the original. You can see the Tesla logo right there. Have not had a problem with any rock chips or anything like that. No cracks or anything like that. Going 30,000 miles, roughly almost the whole life of the car on the 405 freeway in Los Angeles. Longtime viewers of the channel know our Amsterdam trip. We rented a Tesla Model Y last year, and we had a rock hit the windshield and crack the heck out of it within 10 minutes of driving away in the car. Luckily, we had the medium insurance, and we only had to pay like $150 for it, so not too bad. But so far, and this one, all the glass is holding up well. Oh, I like this. This was a great addition right there. I like it. How do these cars feel after 30,000 miles, at least driving them on the interior, on the exterior? How does the build quality feel after driving it for a bit? Well, I could tell you on the inside, it's quiet. It's about as quiet and solid feeling as you can get after 30,000 miles, way more so than my 2019 Model 3. This car still, to me, feels brand new. And that's saying something, that the build quality has come a long way for Tesla, that they are starting to feel they're holding up. They're holding up after years and years of use, in this case, 1 year and 7 months, but 30,000 miles. So that's my experience so far. I'm not hearing any rattles on the outside, nothing really on the inside, super quiet. Everything seems to be holding up in terms of the doors and the plastic and all that kind of stuff. I'm very impressed, more so impressed with this Model Y than our Model 3, which is another video. I'll keep you updated on that. I love that car, but it's not aging as well at 50,000 miles. We'll be doing a video soon. I think I'm at 48 and change. So we'll be doing a 50,000 mile on the Model 3. But the Model Y still feels brand new, and I'm loving it. Let's do a little closing of the door test. This door is empty, and this door is empty. And this is usually a good gauge as to how things are rattling or closing or whatever after 30,000 miles. So we'll do an exterior door close, and then I'll get inside the car, and you can hear that as well. So first up, passenger side. Pretty good. Passenger side rear. That's a pretty solid door sound. All right, let's do the inside. All right, inside, here we go. Yeah, I like it. Let's do the back seat now. Yeah, that's pretty solid too. And these doors take abuse from kids. Another area of wear that a lot of people ask about after 30,000 miles is, of course, the driver's seat. It takes way more abuse than any of the other seats in the car. So we're going to take a look at how it's doing so far. And right away, I can tell you this is how it delivered. So that's not necessarily wear. I know when I get in and out of the car, I abuse the heck out of this. I mean, I pretty much slide over this every time. And in terms of wear and stuff, again, I remember these creases as brand new. So I don't think that's definitely a 30,000 mile wear and tear kind of thing. How are the sides doing? This is all looking pretty good. I mean, maybe a little bit here. Maybe that's not this right here. Maybe that's not, the stitching is holding up fine. I mean, if you look at that, that's pretty good. The front, I do treat it. I'll show you with what I treat it with, but I do treat it about once a month with 303 protectant. It's better than, you can actually see here in this corner where it hasn't worn off. That's the protectant right there. That's pretty funny that you can see that. But again, stitching holding up really well. I don't see any stitches popping out. I don't see anything like that. Again, a lot of cars deliver with these days brand new. I'm not so concerned about that. The wear and tear that this takes is pretty intense. So overall, driver's seat looking pretty good. Now, this is the stuff I use on them as it flies across the garage. This is it right here. I highly recommend it. I use it for the floor mats. I use it for the seats. I do not use it for the steering wheel. Definitely not, because this tends to get slippery. I use it for this edging here around the Model Y. This is plastic right there. Model 3 doesn't have these wheel well arches, but this stuff works really well for that. While we're on the driver's door side of things, we can take a look at the sill here. This rubber is holding up pretty well. Not too much issue with that. Kick panel doing good. Obviously floor mats are protecting a lot of stuff, but is this a scratch? Nope, that was just dust. Looking pretty good on the in and out of the driver's seat. Door, this is all just dirt. Holding up pretty well. Oh, by the way, that 303 protectant does a good job of keeping sunscreen at bay. Okay, time to hit you with some stats. Everybody loves stats, so let's take a look. The total distance since delivery is what you're looking at right there in the middle of the screen. 30,392. Total energy used, 8,596 kilowatt hours, and an average energy of 283 watt hours per mile. I'd say that's not bad
for a Tesla Model Y Performance.
So why do we get a Model Y in the first place? Well, first of all, this is my wife's car. She likes to sit up a little higher, so that's what she wanted. She's always had an SUV style car. Even the Chevy Bolts that we've had 2 Chevy Bolts, those sat up higher than a regular car. So at the end of the day, that's the ultimate reason why we went with a Tesla Model Y for my wife. She likes to sit up higher, she likes the room, and we were planning all kinds of road trips because we wanted all this extra space, cargo space, trunk space, frunk space, backseat space, and we were going to do all these road trips, and our plans kind of changed. And what I mean by that is this is basically a commuter car. She's putting so many miles on this car on a weekly basis that once a month we switch. That's why I get to have it this week and do some videos with it. But for the most part, it is a commuter car, and she's putting so many miles on it. That's in fact 30,000 miles on it in 1 year, 7 months, that we're kind of still doing our road trips like we always had been with our Tesla Model 3. We're racking up the miles on that one, doing the road trip stuff. So, you know, sometimes purchases at the beginning seem like a good idea for one reason, and then they change for whatever the reason may be. But we are using this and loving this car, and we will be going to the Tesla takeover with this car. So I guess this one will get a chance to be on a road trip and see some other Teslas and all that kind of stuff. So that's the reasoning why we decided to go with the Tesla Model Y for my wife and the Tesla Model 3 for myself. Thank you so much for watching another Tesla Tips and Trips video. If you find value in what we're doing, we would love it if you would hit the subscribe button. It takes just seconds out of your day, but means the world to our channel. And of course, hit the like button on this video and the notification bell if you want to see more stuff coming from our channel, Tesla Tips and Trips. If there's something we missed in this video, I'm sure there has. If you've got questions, let's fire it up down in the comment section. I'm happy to answer your questions, and I'm sure I missed something, but this was my experience after 30,000 miles on our Tesla Model Y Performance. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.